Dosa is a simple dish commonly eaten in South India as a breakfast or a snack throughout the day. I have found 3 of the best locations in Bangalore that serve this dish to find out which place is truly the best. Starting with Paakashala, a name that kept making an appearance when searching for the best vegetarian restaurants in Bangalore. With recommendations by locals all over the internet, it made sense for this to be my first location. On Google reviews, I noticed many individuals exclaiming their excitement over their rava dosha being the best item on the menu. I ordered 1 rava dosha as it was only right that I gave this place a fair fighting chance with our next 2 incredible locations in line. As soon as it was delivered into my presence, I was almost honored to have shared the same space as something so beautiful. It was nothing like what I had seen before. Traditionally, dosha is made by soaking and blending rice and lentils to a batter, which is then fermented overnight. Rava dosha is instant and avoids the need for any sort of fermentation. As I continued my indulgence, I noticed the texture was thin and crispy. The ingredients used almost gave it a rugged feel. The word rava means semolina, which is the main component of the batter alongside the rice flour, all-purpose flour, cumin, salt, and black pepper. It was savory and paired very well with the spiced coconut chamanti and the thick sambar. As my plate contents slowly withered away, my heart was left feeling lighter. And it wasn't because my arteries were slowly clogging up with the ghee that was infused into the dish. It was because I was left feeling very satisfied with each bite. But my journey here was coming to an end. I tried to remain optimistic because our next location is a hidden gem in Bangalore. Sakkath Dosha is a small dosha place with a 4.7 star rating on Google with over 600 reviews, making it obvious that it's won the hearts of those that have discovered it, allowing them to supposedly understand what is possible for our world. But the issue is that they neighbor our final location, which is a restaurant that has been well established for over 80 years. So it's no surprise that locals would naturally gravitate to what is known and familiar. But interestingly, Sakkath Dosha has since relocated, allowing it to step out of the shadow of its iconic neighbor. As I went to order a normal ghee dosha, I was stopped by the owner as he wanted me to try the podu ghee dosha, one of their best-selling items. Podu is a South Indian spice blend with dried chilies, lentils like urd dal, chana dal, sesame seeds, curry leaves, cumin, black pepper, and is sprinkled on top of the dosha to give it a spicy, explosive flavor with each bite, and it's often referred to as gunpowder, which made a lot of sense. It delivered an explosive bite with each mouthful, and I was left feeling speechless. The dosha was thin, crispy, and the sambar was sweet and savory with the combination of jaggery being prominent. I loved how the sweet, spicy, and savory flavors worked well with each other. It was a beautiful experience. This place obviously deserved more ratings, but when you're neighbors with supposedly the absolute best dosha place in all of Bangalore, it makes sense why business here would be slightly crippled. Having now seen the light, I was reluctant to go to our next location, but a part of me was questioning whether it could get any better than this. After a quick 20-second walk, we arrived at a final location, Vidyarthi Bhavan, and I was instantly greeted with chaos and disorder. It was so busy. There were several people showing signs of irritation, rushing to be seated, to the point where I felt like my animalistic traits were kicking in. With over 50,000 5-star reviews, if you're from Bangalore, chances are that you've heard about this place. It was founded in 1943. Vidyarthi Bhavan started off as a small canteen for students, and over the years, it's grown into a globally recognized establishment known for serving what many consider to be the best dosha in Bangalore. But not everyone seems to agree with this claim. A quick search on Quora or Reddit shows individuals claiming that this restaurant's crown as the best is undeserved, with some complaining about the wait time, saying they'd rather wait for GTA 6. After receiving my ticket, I waited for around 30 minutes before I was seated. It was interesting seeing the staff juggle plates of dosha to meet the high demands of this place. In an environment like this, your staff means absolutely everything, and it was very obvious that they were dedicated in contributing to the greatness of this establishment. My meal began with sambar vada, freshly made with a crispy exterior and soft interior that soaked up the sweet savory sambar perfectly, which was thoroughly enjoyed. And briefly after, I was given the masala dosha, which incorporates a spicy potato filling, typically made with boiled potatoes, onions, ginger, garlic, spices like cumin, coriander, turmeric, and chili powder. One bite and I knew in my heart that the waiting time was worth it. The time exchange I sacrificed sacrificed for the food I received was completely justified. The dosha tasted great. It was slightly thicker than the previous two. The outside was crispy and it contrasted very well to the soft interior. It was slightly oily but delicious. The masala filling was well spiced and flavorful, while the coconut jamandi added a spicy kick with a subtle sweetness from the coconut. The dosha offered a balanced, high quality experience that justified its reputation, but I was left dreading a difficult decision of who deserved the crown as the best. Before going into this, I thought dosha was a simple dish, but after learning about the different ways it can be made with several different toppings that can be paired with it, I've come to realize that I was wrong. I was given a completely different exchange of flavors and textures which opened my eyes up to how uniquely different each restaurant was. Each location placed a completely different stamp on their dosha. While Sakkath dosha impressed me with its innovative flavors, Vidyarthi Bhavan stood out with a slight edge. They delivered well in the areas that mattered most, which is why you are my best dosha in Bangalore.